Hello everybody, I have wanted to make this update for many years, so let's get started. My very first Sex Pistols purchase was Anarchy in the UK, No Fun, released in 1983, and just recently when I put these singles into Discogs I discovered that this one is actually the front sleeve and this one the back sleeve. I always thought that this was the front sleeve. I always wondered why this single was released, but it may have been some kind of a anti-campaign against Maggie Thatcher, who was in re-election at about that time. But let's get back to the start, and first Pistols single was Anarchy in the UK, back with I Wanna Be Me. When EMI dropped Pistols, they also stopped pressing the single, and so the shops started importing the single from France into UK. So this could be it, because like it says here, it says banned in the UK. But even if this is that version, this is a repressing of it, because it says also available God Save the Queen, Pretty Vacant. But this is a French pressing, so this could be it. So the second single was God Save the Queen, back with Did You Know Wrong. And no, this is not the A&M pressing, this is Virgin pressing. Third one is Pretty Vacant, back with No Fun. And as you can see, it says No Fun 632. I have heard a bootleg take on this song, and it's much longer than that. So for the single, they simply cut the master tape to end the song at 632. Fourth and final actual Sex Pistols single is Holidays in the Sun, back with Satellite. And Satellite is my favorite out of these 4 B-sides, which were not included on the Bollocks album. And as you know, the sleeve was withdrawn because I think it was Belgian travel agency threatened to sue them over the use of their catalog. So after that we move on to the movie soundtrack singles release, and I have put these in the order based on the catalog numbers, so they should be in order. So the first one is No One Is Innocent, back with My Way. And this single was also released as a 12-inch, but for some reason they changed the title here to The Biggest Blow, although both of these singles have the same subtitle of A Punk Prayer by Ronnie Biggs. It doesn't credit anywhere here on a single, but there is a conversation after the song No One Is Innocent. There is a conversation between Steve Jones, Paul Cook and Ronnie Biggs. And you can see a small snippet of this conversation in the movie where Ronnie Biggs asks Steve Jones about his first job, and he replies, pens and pencils. To my knowledge, there are 2 pressings of this single. The other pressing does not include this conversation. And as you can see, both of these have different sleeves, but the same songs. Next one is Something Else, back with Freaking in a Rigging. And as you can see here, it says Good Ship Venus. And with that title, it is here on the movie soundtrack album. If you look at the song titles here on the album, you can see that there are several songs which do not match the actual song titles, like this one here. On the single, at least here it says Freaking in a Rigging, but it also says Good Ship Venus. But here on the album it's only Good Ship Venus. There's several songs that do not match the songs at all. There's one song title is Course the Driver, which possibly is a Roadrunner, but not sure. Yeah, I'll get back to that in a moment. And this is my most recent Sex Pistols purchase. This is Come On Everybody, back with God Save the Queen Symphony and What You Gonna Do About It. Now, I had this single without the picture sleeve since the late 80s, but I didn't know that there was this kind of a back sleeve, and I will get back to that one a bit later. This song, What You Gonna Do About It, is listed here on the album, but it's not included on the album. Apparently on the first pressing of this album, What You Gonna Do About It was included, but after that, on the repressings, like my copy here, it does not include it. They dropped What You Gonna Do About It from this album. But until the CD age began and the CD release again includes What You Gonna Do About It. And to my knowledge, the most recent vinyl pressing of this from a couple of years back should also include What You Gonna Do About It. Okay, next single is The Great Rock and Roll Swindle, back with Rock Around the Clock. And then comes an interesting single. This is Silly Thing, back with Who Killed Bambi. Now, this song, Silly Thing, is on a movie and on a soundtrack. On the movie and on the soundtrack, they are the same versions sung by Paul Cook, but here on the single it's sung by Steve Jones, and also the backing track are different. On the movie and on the soundtrack it's much more produced version. Here on the single it's much more a demo version. But the B-side is the opposite. Who Killed Bambi, the song in the movie is same version as is on the single, but on the soundtrack it's a different version to the movie and to the single. So Silly Thing, same version of the song on the movie and on the soundtrack, but different version on the single. Okay, so then we move on to the second Great Rock and Roll Swindle album. And like it says here, the swindle continues, this song is not even in the movie. So this is a Monkees cover, I'm Not Your Stepping Stone, back with Pistols Propaganda. And that was the last single released from the movie. 1980 there was a singles box set released. I have never seen that box set, so I don't know what it looks like and what it includes. But I did find out that this one, Black Letter, back with Here I Go Again, is from that box set. You can see here 1 out of 6. And these songs were recorded on the same sessions as Great Rock and Roll Swindle, but they were left off from that. And this Black Letter is the song that Guns N' Roses covered for their Spaghetti Incident album. And now we get back to the Come On Everybody single. I had this single since the late 80s, and it was only when I was putting these singles into Discogs I discovered that this is not the single release from the movie soundtrack. I knew, obviously I had noticed that since this has the Great Rock and Roll Swindle on the B-side, it's a different B-side as God Save the Queen Symphony and What You Gonna Do About It. But I thought that, okay, they have released the 2 different B-sides of it, because there's 2 different sleeves with the No One Is Innocent single. But yeah, I only now found out that this is actually one of the single release from that box set also. So huge discovery. Even though I had this French pressing of Anarchy in the UK, I always wanted to find another version of it, because I always suspected that that could be a bootleg version. Now I happily found out that it is not, but still I always wanted to find. And before I found out that that French pressing is a legitimate version, I happened to find a picture disc of it. This is Anarchy in the UK, I Wanna Be Me 7-inch picture disc, released for the Record Store Day a few years ago. I don't remember which years, but yeah, I found this towards the end of last year, I think it was. But yeah, very happy to finally have definitely a legitimate copy of Anarchy in the UK. Okay, after the Pistols broke up, Steve Jones and Paul Cook formed the Professionals, and the first single is Just Another Dream, back with Action Man. And apparently this song, Action Man, here, is the last song that Sex Pistols wrote before they broke up, but with the different lyrics. I have to say that I'm not even sure if Johnny Rotten ever wrote lyrics for this song. And since they never recorded this song, this is obviously a different song, probably very different arrangement. and definitely new lyrics, since these lyrics are written by Steve Jones. But interesting little detail anyway. Next single was 1, 2, 3, and with the custom labels. And this one has got, on a B side, there are White Light, White Heat, just a front sleeve and back sleeve. White Light, White Heat being the Velvet Underground cover, which I think it's a good cover version in my opinion, and also Baby I Don't Care, which is Elvis Presley cover. But even though I think it's a decent version, I'm not sure if Steve Jones is trying to be serious about it or just taking a piece, because his singing style is reminiscent of Elvis Presley's style. But this sleeve is also a poster sleeve, just Steve and Paul there. And the next single was Join the Professionals, and this one has a interesting sleeve design as it opens up like this. And this is Join the Professionals, back with Has Anybody Got an Alibi? And the next single was The Magnificent, back with again Just Another Dream, and by this time it was a 4-piece. Again, custom labels. And that was it for Professionals. And I have to say that these single songs here on these singles are better than anything that they have on the album. I Didn't See It Coming. I think these are much better songs. But Glenn Matlock also formed a band, Rich Kids, and this is all red sleeve with the exception of catalog number up there in the corner. And these songs are self-titled Rich Kids and Empty Words. And there's also a second single, which is Marching Men, and Here Comes the Nice live version. And live Here Comes the Nice, just like what you're gonna do about it, are Small Faces covers. And this one here on the sleeve it says Here Comes the Nice, and on the label it says Here Come the Nice. And that was it for Rich Kids. And Johnny Rotten, later on John Lydon, formed Public Image Limited, and I have no interest in collecting those singles. I would have wanted to get the first single, but I haven't been able to find that, so I set my sights on something that I was hoping to be much easier, and I did find these. I actually found 3 of these singles at the same time on one of the local shops here. This is Seattle, back with Selfish Rubbish, and I chose to find Seattle because Seattle is one of my very, very favorite Public Image Limited songs. Okay, that's it for this time. Hope you like this. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Bye.